Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today's video we're gonna be talking about dogs. So this video is gonna be about my dogs, right? They are exactly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are exactly 6 dogs in my house right now and 4 puppies. So I'm gonna be introducing you guys to all of them. I'm gonna be giving you guys a bit of background history about them, as well as some inside knowledge, how to take care of pets, how to take care of newborn puppies, organizations you can research and donate to or even adopt from, and kind of just showing you guys the family and what we do, how we care for them, and all that nice stuff. So this is Elvis, and he started it all. I got Elvis in the year 2010. He was born on April 30th to be exact. I got him as a present for GSAT. He's a bit tired right now, so he's not cooperating with me at all because he wants to sleep. I got him as a present for GSAT, doing well and everything, from my dear Auntie Fuchsia, who I love so much. Yes, so Elvis was basically my reward for doing well in school. Now, for the past 8 years, it has just been me, my mom, and Elvis. We didn't have any more dogs, but things happened, and now we have 6 and 4 puppies. So life is definitely pretty exciting for us, and it's just a bundle of fun, right? So I'm gonna put him down because he wants to sleep, and I don't want him to growl and get cranky, because yes, he does growl at me and everything. He doesn't bite me unless I provoke him. So Elvis is actually a Shih Tzu Poodle mix, right? And he chose his own name. Okay, he's gone. He just jumped out the couch. He chose his own name, meaning that when we just got him, we didn't really know anything or understand anything about pets or naming them or anything like that. So we decided to go on Google and do some research, and they said that male dogs, if I remember correctly, male dogs at the time, there were specific letters in the alphabet that you could pick names from that they'd respond to. So we started calling him A names, Adrian, Aladdin. He didn't like any of them, Moved on to the C, moved on to the D, then we got on to the E's, right? Started calling him a bunch of E names, and then I took a look at him and I realized that at the time he had a mohawk, right? He, like, his fur at the top of his head was in the style of a mohawk. So immediately I thought rock star, and then in my head popped Elvis Presley, right? So I'm like, okay, why don't we just call him Elvis? And he responded, and that was just it. He chose his own name. Yes, it's possible. I know it sounds crazy. Animals are a lot smarter than we think. Okay, people, don't judge. Just let's get that out of the way. Alright, so as I said before, for the past few years, it's just been me, my mom, and Elvis. There were no more dogs. So I'm going to show you guys the rest of the family. You're going to get to know them a little bit, and then I'm going to be sharing some very important knowledge with you guys. Alright, stay tuned. Okay guys, so after Elvis, there's Tyra. Tyra is, I guess you could call Tyra Elvis's girlfriend or baby mother or whatever. I just woke her up from her nap. So this is Tyra, right? I believe, oh, she's trying to lick me. I believe she's about the same. She's about the same age as Elvis. She loves to sleep. She doesn't really give any trouble or anything like that. We ended up with Tyra in about 2019, if I'm not wrong. Either 2018 or no, 2019. Yeah, 2019. She's been with us ever since. The backstory of how Tyra got here is just up and down and everything, so it's been a bit crazy. But yeah, now Tyra is not a Shih Tzu Poodle. She is a Cavalier Shih Tzu, I believe, based on the design of her fur, right? She has short limbs just like Elvis, so that would instigate that she is a Shih Tzu, right? Because they have really short limbs, like really short. They're not like one of those tall overgrown German Shepherd, Golden Retriever kind of dogs. No, they're relatively small and kid friendly and everything. So this is Tyra. I'm gonna put her back to sleep now because yeah, she's extremely tired because it's mating. It's currently mating season. That's also something I'm gonna discuss a bit later on in the video. So yeah, I'm gonna be showing you guys the children that Tahira and Elvis have made. Mama, go sleep, mama. Alright guys, so let's jump right into it. Okay guys, so the next dog I'm going to be talking about is Bella. She's somewhere upstairs. I could not be bothered to find her. She's probably with her baby. She's a first time mom, so you know, I don't want to take her away from that right now. Bella was born in 2019, if I am correct. No, 2019? Yes. She was born in 2019. Bella is a Shih Tzu poodle. She has a curly tail, same fur, just like her dad. Bella is the replica of Elvis, but in girl form. Yeah, Bella is Elvis right throughout, just a girl. She is one of my favorites, honestly, because she's full white. Like her fur, full white. So I don't know why, but to me that's just like more attractive in a sense. So honestly, Bella is one of my favorites, right? So she was in the first batch of puppies that we got from Elvis and Tahira. In that batch, they normally have between 4 to 5 puppies, right? So from that batch we got Bella and Crinkle, right? So Bella and Crinkle are brother and sister. Crinkle is probably the most nonchalant dog that we have. He does not give any trouble. He doesn't give any talking. He's just chill like his mother, Tahira. Chill, laid back, don't trouble nobody. You don't provoke them don't provoke you. Just really relaxed, right? So that was the first batch. The second batch of puppies I believe we got were Mr. Personality and Hartley. Yes, Mr. Personality and Hartley. They were with us for a while and then we sold them to a wonderful family. They were gorgeous. They were both boys, right? They were absolutely gorgeous. They were playful, didn't give much talking, well trained, all of that. We ensure that all the dogs are well trained, right? So that's the second batch. Then there was the Cedar and Mahogany batch. So what we try to do is theme all of our dog names, right? So this batch was named after wood, right? So there were 2 puppies, Cedar and Mahogany. Again, Elvis and Tahira, they had 4 puppies and 2 of them got sold. We ended up with Cedar and Mahogany, who got sold later on, but we still had them for a while, so we named them and everything, right? I feel like there's something in my nose. They were brown, like they were a darker brown than Elvis. So they were almost like chocolate brown. I think that's why mommy named it that batch. So she named them after wood because they were like dark brown, like chocolate brown, right? And then after Cedar and Mahogany, there was, let me see. There was the Cinnamon and Oreo batch, right? Again, food theme names, right? So Elvis and Tahira had another batch of puppies. They had 4 or 5. One died, the runt. I'll tell you guys a little bit more information about the runt later on. The runt died, they were left with 4. 2 got sold. Cinnamon and Oreo are here. Cinnamon is a troublemaker. Cinnamon don't have no chill. Him destroy anything. I believe they're both about 6 months old now or 7 months old now. they're crazy. They definitely keep us on our toes. You know, you can't put down your shoes, you can't leave anything on the floor. You just really have to keep your guard out and open in regards to them. Like right now, Cinnamon and Crinkle are on the veranda locked away by themselves because when they're in the house, it's pure madness. You can't get any sleep, you can't do anything. We let them in at like night time, like around 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the evening, but once mommy gets up, does what she has to do, puts them on the veranda. Because if you keep them in here, you can't do anything. You can't sweep, you can't wipe, you can't watch TV, you can't sleep, you can't do anything because they're just all over the place. Oreo, kinda, she gives less trouble, a bit less trouble than Cinnamon, but she still does give trouble. Oreo was actually very sick as a puppy. I can say it's a miracle that Oreo is still here, honestly. It's a miracle that Oreo is still here. She was extremely sick. There were, what do you call them? There were like sores breaking out all over her body. We took her to JSPCA, they didn't know why. They just kept giving us medication after medication, nothing was working, you know. And my mom decided to put her on moringa. I don't know if you guys know it. Moringa is like a superfood. Like moringa, I personally believe moringa can cure anything because Oreo was gonna die. Like she was sick. And mommy started giving her some of the moringa and she just popped right back up. We used some iodine, I believe it's a purple liquid or spray to dress her wounds and stuff, and she started healing and coming back to. She started eating and everything. So trust me, moringa was the liquid, that one. Okay, so that's Oreo's story. Now the most recent set of puppies that we have are Bella's first batch. Now, if you do have a lot of dogs, or if you have a male dog, you might get a female dog or whatever, or if you just have two dogs that are brother and sister, do your best to prevent inbreeding. Inbreeding is mating brother and sister, father and daughter, mother and son, that kind of thing. It's like incest but with dogs. Do your best to prevent inbreeding as much as possible, because down the line those things can cause, just like humans, you can have deformities and stuff like that, right? So Bella's puppies, being a first time mom, there were 5 of them and 1 died. The runt, I believe, died. So there is Snowbud, Toffee, Chip, and Coco. Yes, those are their names. So of course the odd name out is Snowbud, but yeah, mommy named Snowbud because he's like fat and everything. So there are 2 boys and 2 girls, right? 2 white ones are the boys and the 2 brown ones are the girls. Okay, so just to give you guys a bit of information on the whole dog pregnancy thing. So the question I get asked a lot when I talk about my dogs, do they have their period, the female dogs? Yes, they do. Female dogs have periods. Okay, it normally lasts for, I believe it's 2 weeks. I think it is 2 weeks. Honestly, I have so much doing sometimes I don't pay attention. So let me just go on Google real quick. How long do dogs have their period? Let me see if I am wrong. Okay, so the period normally comes before the mating season, or sometimes during mating season. Okay, so yes, they have periods, and according to Google, it lasts 2 to 4 weeks. So you can imagine. Yeah. Now, mating season comes around for our dogs about 3 times for the year, because they're relatively small dogs. So it's about every 4 months. right? Sometimes every 3 months, sometimes every 4 months. It just depends on, you know, Mother Nature and the cycle and everything, right? Now, if it is that our dog gets pregnant, or female dog gets pregnant, they stay pregnant for about 58 to 68 days. So that's about 2 months, a little over 2 months. You know, that's how long they stay pregnant for. It can differ depending on, again, the breed of dog. A lot of things in terms of dog care and dog knowledge, obtaining dog knowledge, is simply on your specific breed of dog, right? So I can only talk about my breed, being like the Shih Tzu poodles and the Cavalier poodles and so on and so forth, because those are the kind of dogs we have, right? So that's the period thing answered, and that is the mating season thing answered, right? The next thing that I want to talk to you guys about is overall care for your dogs or your puppies. So be sure to groom your dog, okay? I don't like when persons have dogs and they just have them for having dog's sake. I might get backlash for this, but I personally don't like it. Dogs are not just dogs. Dogs are a part of your family. Dogs shouldn't just be left outside to fend for themselves, barely fed, not bathed, not taken to the vet, fed house food. I mean, there are some breeds of dogs that they're built or engineered to survive in the wild. They can survive outside, but I mean some basic commodities, like for example, you wouldn't deprive your child, if you have one, or your younger sibling, if you care for them, if you're a gardener or so, you wouldn't deprive them of basic things like a bath, going to the doctor and stuff like that. So why do you treat your dog or your cat or any animal that you have like that? I personally don't like to see it. I consider myself a bit of an animal advocate in some sense. I'm not gonna lie, I really do. Like, I have lost friendships over how people treat their dogs, because to me that says a lot about you. It really does. Like, how you treat your dog, in my opinion, says a lot, right? And I am not ashamed to say it. So that's that. So as I said, certain things like grooming, taking them to the vet, taking them to the dentist, you know, making sure that they get their checkups, their shots, bathing them, brushing their fur, ensuring that they get their medication if they need it. Stuff like that is just basic things that you can do to show your dog that you care. Some persons have some dogs and they're very angry or aggressive and they don't know why. Maybe if you show the dog a little more love, they wouldn't react to you the way that they do, right? So the dog pull a you on you. But a lot of persons are not ready for that topic. Anyways, so that's basically it. You know, you carry your dog for a walk, right? You wouldn't want to be locked up in the house or chained to a pole or chained outside for all your life. You wouldn't want that for yourself. So why do you treat your dog like that? Take them for a walk, let them interact with other dogs, you know, train them, like spend time with your dog. I don't understand why people treat dogs like them just, it's like them dead for dead sake. Dogs in Jamaica and overall really need to be treated better. Dogs, cats, horses, like all animals need to be treated better in this country. Like, the animal abuse laws are whack. They're whack. There aren't actually, there's a puppy upstairs crying. There aren't a lot of laws that are put in place to defend our animals that can't speak up for themselves, right? There aren't a lot of laws for them, so we as the animal caregivers have to speak up for them and advocate for them, right, guys? We have to do something. It always pains my heart when I'm driving by on the road or start walking on the road and I see a stray dog. It hurts my heart when I see a stray cat. That's why neutering and spaying is also an important part of pet care. If you know for a fact that if your animal reproduces, no matter what kind of animal it is, it reproduces and you more than likely won't be able to care for the children, just neuter the pet and save yourself that trouble, honestly. Because when they get pregnant and they have dogs and then you either throw them away or you just don't care about them, not a good look. Not a good look at all. So there's a lot of things that go into pet care that I would discuss, but I don't want this to be an extensively long video. So you guys can, like, literally in the comment section, if you have any more questions, you can comment them, or you can Google them or anything like that, right? If I'm not probably able to answer you how you'd like or whatever, right? So that's that about pet care. Now, there are a lot of organizations in Jamaica that I follow on Instagram and that I've heard of, that if you are interested in donating, right, to animal care, or if you're interested in adopting, or you know you have a pet that you probably like to give up for adoption, they can help you. You don't have to throw away the pet. You don't have to give away the pet to some stranger. You don't know what they're gonna do with the animal. You can give them to someone that genuinely cares, right? Someone that genuinely cares. So 2 of them that I remember off the top of my head, there is Montego Bay Animal Haven, right? I follow them on Instagram. I'll leave a link to their page in the description of the video. There's also Noah's Ark, right? There's JSPCA. There are a lot of them, right? I'm gonna just be listing a few of them in the description, as well as you can Google them for yourself just to see. But if you need help, they can give it to you, whether it is about adopting or how to take care of your animal. You're not alone. There's so much knowledge out there if you just reach for it. If you want the help, it's out there for you. You know, if you have a pet, you don't know what to do with it, you don't know how to care for it, they can help you. You have a pet, probably want to give it up for adoption, they can help you. You'd like to donate to one of these organizations because you know you think that you know you're financially capable of doing that, you know, you can, right? Don't be afraid to give to these organizations, right? They're not scams. I can personally tell you, I follow them on Instagram. I do all my research before mentioning anybody in my video, so trust me, they're legit good organizations that are doing amazing things for the animals in this country, right? The animals that don't have a voice for themselves, they're doing amazing things. Trust me. You want to be a part of that? I'll leave their names and their Instagram links in the description. Now, we've talked about doggy care. We've talked about organizations you can donate to. So now I'm going to talk a little bit more in depth about puppy care. Okay, guys? So, as I said, my last batch of, well, I don't remember if I said it before, but I'm going to say it again. The last batch of puppies that we have, which are Bella's children, they were born on January 12th. Now, the milestones in their life, like walking, eating, crawling, those kind of things, happen within the first 6 weeks, or well, first 4 weeks, right? Just get that out of the way. So puppies advance relatively quickly, right? As I said, the walking, the crawling, the eating, all of those things within the first 4 weeks. Now, a question I also get commonly asked is, when is it okay for them to start eating kibble, right? At 3.5 weeks. All right, guys. So what you do, or what we do, which is what you can do, is you give them a little bit of kibble and you mix it with water, right? This will solve for the kibble and make it easier for them to chew, because you don't want them to choke and die. You don't want that, right? So a smart thing to do is to just give them a little bit of kibble, not a lot, because remember, they're babies, they don't eat a lot. They don't really eat a lot, right? And you give them with some water, all right? And you watch them for a bit, ensure that they're at least drinking the water. What they might do at first is to just drink all the water and leave the food. They might do that at first, but over time, you know, they'll take out a 1 kibble, they'll take out a 2 kibble, and they'll take their own time to get used to the food. Don't force anything on them, all right? Now, as it relates to breastfeeding stops after the first immunization. their first immunization is at 6 weeks. So they're immunized every 6 weeks from birth, right? So they're born, first 6 weeks, first immunization. Second 6 weeks, second one, and so on and so forth. I believe they get 4 doses of immunization or 3. I can't remember how much. And or those puppies that we have literally just went to the vet. I can't remember. And we've gone through so many puppies. Like, all this information is in my head, and I'm trying to not like confuse you guys or bombard you. But I think it's 3 sets or 4 sets, right? Once, as I said, once the first immunization happens, breastfeeding is cut off. So that means by that time they would already be used to the food, the kibble and the water and everything. So them not being breastfed doesn't mean that they're gonna starve. That is why you can start giving them food, soft food, by the age of 3.5 weeks. Also, a good thing to do is to record everything that they do. So if you have puppies again, you'll know how they should behave. When we had our first set of puppies, we did not know what to do. We had to Google everything because we've never had puppies before. We had to see at what age do they open their eyes, what age do they start crawling, what age do they start walking. And let me tell you something, all of the puppies that have come through this house, they each have their own personality, best believe. For example, in every batch, there's one that doesn't like confinement. You put them in a cage, they bawl for blue murder. You put them in a box, they bawl for blue murder. They don't like confinement. There's always one that is quite chill, laid back, you know, not really trouble nobody. There's always a chill puppy. There's always a fighter puppy, a bully puppy. There's always a bully puppy, and it's normally the smallest puppy who tends to bully the bigger puppies. Like, so over time, because we've gotten so used to these kinds of things, we notice these things, we make record of them, and we say, okay, if another batch of puppies come, this is how they should function, this is how they should grow, right? So it helps us along the way in terms of monitoring their overall development, which is good, right? You also want to make sure that if your dog is pregnant, there is a welting box, I believe it's called. That's the area or the box that you prepare for your dog to have babies. Don't just let your dog have babies on the floor. No. Prepare a welting box for your dog. I know to a lot of persons these might sound like foreign things or things that Americans do or whatever. No. I just take really good care of my dogs. My mom and I, we take really good care of the dogs. And we know a lot of things, so we're trying to share this knowledge now. So yeah, if your dog is pregnant, prepare a welting box for her to have her babies in. This is a nice, cool environment. Not too hot, not too cold, I should say. Environment. A safe environment away from other dogs if you have dogs in your house. A nice space where she can comfortably have her babies and she can stay in that area for up to 2 weeks, because once she has puppies, she's not going to necessarily want to move from that space for about 2 weeks, because she'll be a new mom, she'll be tired, she's going to want to breastfeed them, always be around them, clean them, everything. When they're born, for about the first 1 or 2 weeks, she cleans them, she lets them go to the bathroom, meaning that she licks their... Have you ever seen mommy dogs like lick the puppy's private parts? They're helping them to go to the bathroom. So there's a lot of things that you learn, right, over time from just having a lot of puppies. So we've spoken about organizations, we've spoken about pregnant dog care. Oh, ensure that your dog goes to the groomer before pregnancy, because if your dog has a lot of hair, you don't want all of that hair to be infringing with the puppies. When they're like pushing on their stomach to find the nipple, they're bombarded by hair. You don't want that. And you don't want, when they get a little bit bigger and they have nails, they're clawing and pushing on the hair, and it's going to be very uncomfortable for the mother. You don't want that. So always try to ensure that the mommy dog goes to the groomer regularly while she's pregnant, so that there's not a lot of hair blocking her stomach, blocking her nipples. Right? So we've spoken about pregnant dog care, we've spoken about organizations you can donate to, we've spoken about puppy care, we have spoken about overall dog care and dog health. So I think that's about it. Yeah, I think that's about it. If you like this video, please remember to subscribe to my channel and share it with someone you know who either has a pet right now, a dog, a cat, whatever it is, or they're thinking of getting one. Share this video with them so that they can, you know, be informed, or at least stay ahead of the game. There's a puppy upstairs crying. There's always one in the batch that cries like crazy. You see what I mean? But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. You know, I love you guys.